What's up, big dog?
What's up? How you doing?
Just talk about this week so far, just learning with some of college football's best and what you're trying to take away from your time here in Mobile.
Yeah, it's been great so far. Getting to know all the guys in the room, and getting coached up by Coach Watt has been awesome. And learning different playbooks, obviously a big challenge after just recently finishing off my season. But yeah, it's a really good opportunity to play against a lot of really good players, play with a lot of good players. So I'm excited about it.
Talked to a couple of different offensive linemen throughout today. They said it's a couple of changes that they've had from their previous school. Have you noticed any changes just from this week, learning from them compared to what you had at Miami?
Yeah, there's similarities and differences with it for sure. Obviously, some schemes you run are similar to what I've ran in the past, but there can be different ways you ID stuff. There's different footwork you could use here and there. So each coach has their own philosophy, but at the end of the day, football's football, and no one's reinventing the wheel on how to run duo or tight zone, for example.
What are some of the highlights and the skill sets that you're trying to really showcase this week? Past practices, past the game. What outside of those things? What are you trying to showcase?
Yeah, I think I'm really just trying to show off my versatility as a player. I think I can fit in a lot of different schemes. I think I'm good in space. I think I can run wide zone, pin pull, duo, tight zone. So I think there's a lot of versatility to my game, and I think I showcased that a lot at Miami this year. And obviously, I have the opportunity to do that again this week. And at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that I can show this week that I can't show on film, for example, just meeting with different teams and allowing them to get to know me. So it's just a great opportunity all around for me.
Amongst the offensive linemen out there, who do you find yourself kind of like competing against as far as seeing somebody that you kind of lean on and want to use as a driving motivation to compete this week?
Like who I'm playing with?
Offensive line, like who's pushing you?
Yeah, I can play with Mark Halligan this week. There's a lot of good players. Jake Slaughter's another really good player I'm playing with. We're kind of talking about different stuff that we've done in the past, and showing each other different techniques that we've learned. So it's good to kind of bounce ideas off of him, and he's kind of doing the same with me. So it's a good experience.
Have any of the edge rushers or D linemen in general stuck out to you in one-on-ones or anything like that?
Yeah, I think all those guys are sticking out, to be honest with you. I'm sure that's not what you wanted me to say, but yeah, there's a reason all those guys are here. They all have different skill sets, and they're all really strong, really physical at the point of attack, and they're here for a reason.
And what did you do after such a long season to be ready for that? I mean, you're right back out there. What was your training coming in here?
It was a really quick turnaround. I didn't know I was playing in the game when the championship game was over. It took a few days for me to get the invite, so I got that opportunity, and I texted one of our trainers at Miami. It's like, hey, I'm going to be in the training room tomorrow morning, so I'll be there for me, please. And so really quick turnaround. Just obviously, I've kind of just treated it like another game. Got with some strength coaches, kind of take me through some light workouts in Miami. Just get rid of some soreness from the game, and try to get as healthy as possible for this.
You mentioned scheme versatility, but have they been testing your position versatility at all this week, or are you mostly playing center, guard?
Yesterday I just played center, but obviously throughout the week I think they'll change some different stuff up. And I'm just here to do what I'm asked to do, and that's what I did in my college career. So whatever the coach wants me to do, I'm willing to do at a high level.
But at the next level, you feel like you could?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Throughout my college career, I've just done what I've been asked to do, but whether that's playing guard, playing center, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to give success to my future team.
What do you think makes a good center? What are the traits required to be a successful center?
I think just being smart, tough, and physical is kind of the main stuff. Everyone's always looking for you at center to know what to do, so you got to make all the calls for everyone. You got to be the toughest guy in the room, and you got to play with physicality. You're playing against a lot of really good physical, strong players every week, especially in the NFL. So those are all stuff that's really important at the next level, and it was important in college as well.
Is there a center that you've looked up to throughout your career? NFL guy, former NFL guy that watched a lot of tape on?
Yeah, this summer I met Brian Allen. He's played for the Rams. He was at the O-line Masterminds convention that we went to with the guys in Miami, and we were watching some of his film, and I'd never watched film before, but he was up there talking about just his mindset and how he prepared and everything, and it was really inspiring. And he's a guy who's not the biggest guy in the room. He's probably never the most talented guy in the room, but he's a dog and played really hard and really physical. So that's kind of a guy I started to look up to.
Being only having 1 year at Miami, how did the chemistry get so good between the offensive line, the whole group, to get to the national championship?
Yeah, it's really just a testament of all the guys in the room and the coaches in the room as well. Coach Danny and Coach Mirabal, we're always honest throughout the whole season. And I was playing with a lot of professional football players this year. Miami, all those guys are pros, take it very serious. So I was the only transfer that came in, so it was really on me to get up to speed with those guys, and that's something I took really seriously. And Coach Mirabal and Coach Danny had a ton of extra meetings with me. All the guys would always make sure that if I had any questions, they could ask me, or I could ask them about it. And going through spring ball was really good for me. Just getting those live reps with those guys against a really good defense that we had in Miami this year was a good experience. And we had some successes in our line this year. Obviously, wish we could have done a little more at the end, but really proud of how we fought and performed this year.
What would you tell an NFL scout about those two defensive ends? I know maybe you didn't go against them specifically in the practice, but just kind of what sort of game records they were for you.
Bain and Mesidor?
Yeah.
Oh, those guys are phenomenal competitors. They're great teammates. They are guys that are never in trouble, never guys you got to worry about. They handle themselves in a professional manner, and at the end of the day, those guys can play football at a really high level. They've shown it against elite competition this year. Both of those guys are always staying late after practice, taking care of their bodies in the weight room. So, those guys were awesome to be with this year. And, they'd come inside every now and then and, obviously present a big challenge. And they're really good with their hands and can play with power as well. So, those guys were awesome to play with.
Doing a little self-scouting, what's something that you feel like you need to work on or that you want to prove to NFL teams this week?
Yeah, I think just playing with power at the point of attack is a big thing that I need to work on, and I think I got a lot better at it throughout the season as it went on. I think my tape would show that. Just working with Coach Mirabal and just changing different things and making adjustments with my footwork and my hands, I think helped me a lot this year. So just doing that, playing with power at the point of attack, and getting better at driving people off the ball, like a tight shade or a nose.
How does a coach get the best out of you? How do you like to be
At the end of the day, just giving me all the opportunities that I need to, learn the playbook, and having a coach that believes in you is always awesome. That's something I really experienced here with Coach Mirabal. That guy stood on the table for me and really believed in me, and gave me every opportunity I ever needed to be successful. And I'll always be very grateful for him and for what he did for me this year.
And what's your why? I think like when you're in college, you're trying to get to the NFL. But once you're there, what's your why? Why are you suiting up every season?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I really just want to prove myself right. I've always been a guy who's not viewed as the most talented guy in the room, and it's put a chip on my shoulder forever. And I think my edge has always been my mentality and professionalism, and just the way I handle myself and my work ethic. So, I always just want to prove myself right and prove that I can play with the best.
You mentioned there hasn't really been time to decompress, obviously, since the championship was just a week ago. But when you talk about like that chip or that edge that you carry, are you using some of that for this week? Like, I don't need to rest up. I'm ready to go out here and compete right away after playing.
Yeah, no doubt. I think I'm a guy who's got every excuse not to be here this week. And at the end of the day, coming here and competing was really important for me. And getting to meet with all these teams and playing with some really good players and playing against some really good players was important to me. And, just testing myself and seeing what I can do.
James, was that a tough decision to come here after such a long season? Obviously, there was the opt-outs of the guys in the title game. For you, was it a no-brainer? Like, walk us through your thought process with that.
Yeah, I mean, I got the invite and obviously talked to my people about it, and it was pretty straightforward. Everyone thought I should play in it. I thought I should play in it, so it was a really good opportunity for me. But no, there was never a point where I was like, I'm not going to play in the game. I think it's a good opportunity for me to come out here and show what I can do.
If I give you an option to land a snatch cap in pass pro or a pancake in the run game, which one do you take?
I think a pancake in the run game was a little more exciting for sure.
And talking about Mark Fletcher is going to be in the draft next year. What's he going to offer NFL teams? Obviously, you blocked for him all year long. What do you think he'll offer NFL teams when he gets to that level?
Yeah, I love Mark. He's so fun to play with, and he's such an awesome human being. Every day he's got a great attitude. He's really positive. He's always hyping his guys up, making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And, I mean, he was the heart and soul of our team this year. This guy's just been through a lot of adversity in his life, and he's got every excuse to not have the attitude he has. But, that's just who he is. It's how he was raised. He's a phenomenal competitor. He's willing to do whatever it takes, whether it's lead blocking or tightening up his chin strap in pass pro. He does everything the right way. He runs really hard, really violent, so he's a lot of fun to play with.
And one more question. When this Cooper you're playing next to him, what is Ned's offer NFL teams the next level?
Yeah, that's his dog. I mean, he's crazy. One of the craziest guys I've ever played with. He's really confident in himself. He's an insanely competitive person. I think if you watch any of our practices or any of our games, and you would see that. And everyone who has ever played with him knows why I'm smiling right now. But he's awesome. He's a great competitor. He's a really good football player. He plays physical, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him.
Hey, what'd you weigh in at the other day?
297.
Is that about what you played at? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir. Yeah, around that.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
How was it playing with Malik next week? Like, what kind of vibe does he give you?
He's awesome. I mean, I had no idea what to expect with him at first, but he's such a competitor. He's a pro at the end of the day, and he's just a true freshman. He just showed up and was immediately one of the best players on the field when he got there in spring ball. He's making plays, and all the veterans were like, who is this guy? But yeah, just seeing what he can do in the spring, and I think one thing people don't talk about him enough is the way he blocks, and he's really unselfish the way he plays football. I mean, he's able to do a lot of stuff. Wildcat quarterback this year for us. He blocks his tail off and the run game, so he's really unselfish, and he was willing to do whatever it took for us to win this year. And he's got 2 more years in college. He's probably ready to play in the NFL right now. So he's got a really bright future ahead of him, and he's a great teammate.
And you're bringing back the whole running back room for next year? All the running backs are coming back to Miami, and all being back. How does that look for Miami next year?
Yeah, all those guys are studs, so they're gonna kill it next year. Coach Merrick does a great job with those guys, and they have a really bright future ahead of them. Miami this year, they have a lot of talent coming back, so those guys are gonna tote the rock and do a really good job.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank y'all.